What's up? Week number 11, Start Bench Show begins right now. File on in. Christian McCaffrey off the injury report. Tyreek Hill, even though he's still got a torn wrist ligament, off the injury report. That's how meaningless injury reports are. He's off the injury report. So Tyreek Hill, McCaffrey, Nico off the injury report, ready to rumble. CeeDee Lamb, new addition to the injury report with a back, but his coach says not of high concern. So we're expecting Lamb to play, but that's something to monitor as we walk into the early part of the morning. Juwan Jennings, Amari Cooper, Aaron Rodgers, more to come. File on in. Start Bench Advice Show begins right now. Last minute questions for week 11, and we're going to do some live drafting on Underdog. Promo code Smitty. Appreciate you all. Hit that like button on the way in the door. Slap the subscribe button if you have not already. The Fantasy Football Show begins now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios.
It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live!
Monday through Friday,
8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
Live whenever news breaks. Live whenever games are over. We're live all the time. It's easier to listen when we're not live. When I'm sleeping. Basically, every other time we're nearly live. And Matta's starting us with a $20 hauler, which is phenomenal.
Alert, super chat alert.
My boy coming in strong, 12-team non-PPR redraft. I'm 3-7. Woo! Start 1 QB, 2 running back, 3 wide receiver, 1 tight end. QB Jaden Daniels, Knicks, running back Gibbs, Achane, Benson, Warren, DK, Puka, Dell, Coleman, Goddard, Hill, Bowers, Smith for my... Okay, so here's, I guess, the trade. Goddard, Hill. Okay, his, Bowers, and Garrett... Geno Smith? His, Bowers, and Geno Smith? What is this? What do we got here? His, Bowers, and Geno Smith for my Ridley and Goddard. I think Ridley's interesting, bro, but you've got Dell, you've got DK, you've got Puka. If you can start, if you're only starting those three and you have no flex option, right? 1 running back, 1 quarterback, 2 running back, 3 wide receiver, 1 tight end. I'm not too worried about getting Ridley in there. So in that case, I'm trading him away for Bowers. I think I probably would do that. I would get Bowers into this lineup. I think that helps you. Past that, I like your team a lot, bro. I think that you've been hit by some bad luck. Puka injury, DK injury, Dell slump. Achane got affected by the Tua situation. I think you just got hit hard with a bunch of random things. I let this team ride. I do the Bowers trade. I bank on Bowers, a rookie exploding down the stretch. So, Matta, I would Smitty approve that trade. Go get Bowers, young man. All right, I'll get to the super chats in a minute. Let's get to these pieces of information here. McCaffrey, Achilles, was removed from the injury report and will play week 11. They seem to overwork him a little bit already, so we'll see what happens with McCaffrey. He didn't look ultra efficient between the tackles, 3.7, 3.8, 3.9 yards per carry. Not the end of the world. A lot of running backs have that kind of day and still do well. So it's not like he had a bad day. He did good in the receiving department, caught a very nice pass near the end of the game. So McCaffrey looks healthy. Is he the same player? I don't know. We didn't really get a chance to really tell. I think there was a flash or two, but the question is with the bilateral Achilles tendonitis, this isn't something that goes away. It's bilateral Achilles, chronic Achilles tendonitis. What he had done overseas, the procedure, may have bought him time, and maybe he doesn't have any flare-ups between now and the end of the year, the end of the fantasy year. We're not too concerned about the NFL playoffs. I think Niner fans are, but from a fantasy perspective, we don't know what that procedure that apparently he could do overseas but not here is going to buy him time-wise. There is a ticking time bomb in each one of his legs in the Achilles tendon, and it's just tough to know. So Mason and Garendo are and will remain all year long. Win a league duo cuff situation that even if you're not a McCaffrey owner, you're holding gold. You're holding a rags to riches situation that may never end up doing anything for you, but it can if McCaffrey ends up missing time. CeeDee Lamb popped up with a back injury. Not of high concern, says head coach Mike McCarthy, but this is kind of one of those things where it's like, damn it, if their season is done for, what happens if he keeps getting banged up? What happens if Lamb's getting hospital balls from Cooper Rush or Trey Lance, whoever is throwing them the football down the stretch, and in week 15 he's banged up and he decides to make a business decision? And he is the type of wide receiver that would do that. Tyreek Hill's kind of the type of wide receiver that would do that. Breece Hall is not the kind of running back that would do that. He proved that last year with a nothing burger season. He came back on a tear and ended up being running back 2 in a very bad season with no hopes for playoffs or anything. Lamb is the kind of player that could sit out the final weeks, make a business decision. So you run the risk of whether he gets shut down in a weird way at the end of the year. Not now, but at the end of the year. It's not of high concern to me either right now. I think he plays this week, but I do wonder what's in store for Lamb as the weeks unfold. But I still think he's obviously a great play, great buy low. Tyreek Hill, great buy low, removed from the injury report, but he's got a torn ligament in his wrist, so it's kind of a joke that he's removed from the injury report. The injury report basically saying that he's going to play or not play based on these things. And they're saying by removing him that the wrist is not going to hold him out in any way, shape, or form. No risk of holding him out in any way, shape, or form is essentially what the injury report has become. So Tyreek Hill has not been effective. He says the wrist injury is not affecting his play. We'll see if that's true. We'll give him another shot here. I do think he is both a good sell if you could creatively get out of him. If you drafted him and you're losing, you're drafted Tyreek Hill, you're having a shitty season. If you don't have Tyreek Hill, he's a great buy low, just like CeeDee Lamb is. So I go and buy both those guys on the cheap. Nico Collins is off the injury report. He's ready to rumble. Finally, I don't think we'll have any sort of surprise this time. Nico will be back, which means Stroud should be back, which means Stroud is now a dilemma for you if you've been benching Stroud based on poor play. Juwan Jennings, hear me now. Hear me now. I love Debo. Debo's a great buy low. Love Debo. But hear me now. Walking into week number 11, you need a sleeper wide receiver, and you can make a last-minute trade using an extra tight end, using an extra quarterback, using an extra running back that you don't need that you think is going to fall off, having him thrown into some sort of deal that you're about to work on, and you realize the owner has Juwan Jennings. Juwan Jennings is a very, very, very crafty wide receiver 3 going forward. So make sure you know that he's in a prime position to get tons of work and touches moving forward, and he's a fantastic play. Amari Cooper, there's optimism that his wrist won't hold him out against the Chiefs in Week 11, but this is a player that I don't have much faith in at all. It's like the inverse of what's going on with Hopkins. Amari Cooper goes to freaking Buffalo, does nothing. It really looks like he's not going to help this team like we thought he could. Maybe that turns around. Maybe he's just being banged up, but he is an older player. Ziggy, Volume 10. Ziggy, how old is Amari Cooper?
I'm having trouble hearing. Can you say that again?
Ziggy, how old is Amari Cooper?
Amari Cooper is 30 years old.
30 years old.
Born on June 17th, 1994.
30-year-old wide receiver, and he's some receivers can get to the 31, 32 year of age and start having problems. Some start struggling at 30. Not saying he does. I'm not saying this is long term. I'm not saying he can't shake this, play well next year or something for one more year. But definitely something that I'm not counting on is Amari Cooper doing anything this year like we are with Hopkins. Hopkins is absolutely in a prime position. Aaron Rodgers, this is from Diana Rossini today. Here is what I'm hearing around the NFL, says Diane Rossini. Let's be clear, there is no guarantee Aaron Rodgers will be back in a Jets uniform in 2025. This is a big week for the Jets. This is a big last few weeks, the next couple weeks at least for the Jets, because this is not working. The Jets have too much talent and they can't deliver and put it all together. And Aaron Rodgers is not immune from some sort of separation from the situation. I know everybody thinks he's cemented in and he's the end all be all of this situation. Well, he may have been, but if he can't show signs of life at least on the way down the stretch and barely miss the playoffs and fight until the bitter end, if this thing gets wrapped up in the next couple of weeks and they're out of the playoff race 4 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now, instead of pushing it to the final week or something, Aaron Rodgers' tenure in New York is going to be in jeopardy. And that might be a good thing, but it depends on who's available. Is Justin Fields available? Is Dak Prescott going to end up somehow, some way, even though inking a new contract, in the dead cap that would be involved in that? Who knows? I don't even think that's possible, but there's a lot of different things, a lot of different potential situations. Sam Darnold, who the hell knows, you know? New York needs somebody big, though. They need a big dog. They need a big name. I don't think they can do some sort of in my opinion, some sort of Darnold situation would be awful. I still like Fields. I still think Fields is unique. I still think Fields would be interesting, but how would that affect the fantasy football pieces on this team? To be honest with you, I think everybody would jump to conclusions to say goodbye Garrett Wilson, but let's remember, DJ Moore was nothing in Carolina, and he finally was paired up with Justin Fields, and Justin Fields made DJ Moore into a top 5 to 7 wide receiver instantly. And it's Tomlin that is holding back Fields from doing that with Pickens. I firmly believe that. I'll stand by that. Tomlin is the problem because Tomlin's never set up Fields for success. It's been absolutely a travesty. Let's hit these super chats. We got the news out of the way. Appreciate every single one of you. Jesse coming in strong. Traded Tyreek and Jennings for AJB. I like that trade. That trade is safe. I could see it going either way. I just told you how much I love Jennings, but I think that trade's probably worth it. But it's pretty close. I mean, if Tyreek Hill bounces back, you're going to be pissed. I mean, that's plain and simple. But I think AJB's pretty solid. PPR, Debo, London, Hall, Hunt, Kraft, Hill, Knox, Henry. I don't know what you're asking here, Quincy. You're asking me to choose between these combos? I would say if I had to choose between Debo and London, I'd say give me Debo with the matchup this week for London, even though I still like London, despite everybody wanted to completely bench him. Hall, Hunt. Hunt's may be safer, but I'm going Hall. There's no way I'm sitting Hall. Kraft, Hill, Knox. I'm going to probably go with Taysom Hill in this situation. Henry's may be the safest, but I would go Taysom Hill. But that's me. I'm crazy, though. You know what I'm saying? King coming in with a $20 hauler. My boy King. Zach coming in with a $20 hauler as well. Both you monsters get the $20 hauler sound.
Alert. Super chat alert.
My boy Zach. $20 hauler. 12-team non-PPR. Kyler, Jacobs, JT, Connor, Pacheco, ETN Hill, Puka, Cup, Wilson, BTJ, Otten. Grade the trade. Cup, Otten for McBride and Rashad White. Give me Cup and Otten by quite a bit. Also traded Pacheco, BT for Evans. You're going to hate me, bro. I'd rather have Pacheco and BT. I think BT's one of the better buy lows right now. I think BT, everybody's forgetting he was a top 7 wide receiver across the board in fantasy football. Everybody thought so. He's in a rookie wall right now, in a lull. He's going to come out and bust through and skyrocket. But this is a very solid side. Evans is a very solid side. I barely rather have that Pacheco side because I think Pacheco is going to be a baller. I think BT and Evans won't be that far apart. Evans is an older player. Injuries are kind of a concern. You don't even know where he'll exactly be. Coming off the injury, look at Nico. We thought he'd come back a certain time. He didn't. You just don't know. And as for Cup and Otten, Otten's as good as McBride right now. I know Evans is going to be coming back, but I just think I'd rather have Otten and Cooper Kupp, but that's me. Cooper Kupp's an absolute league winner. But let me tell you this, Zach. In no way, shape, or form did you get taken on any of those trades. I'm just leaning that way in both those directions. But Zach to the mother freaking moon. Appreciate you with a $20 hauler. And I don't mind those trades. I don't. 12-man, QB, 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, 2 flex. Okay, Mahomes, Brees, Estime, Benson, Wright, Cup, London, Zay, Hopkins, Pitts, Likely, What moves to make for a running back 2? Do you recommend I wait until after the week 12? Well, if your trade deadline doesn't pass, maybe you do wait, let London explode, let Kupp explode, let Zay explode, let Hopkins explode. Yeah, I think you are smart to wait if you can. I would. The only thing you could try and do is trade like Zay for a Walker, right now while Walker's value's down. You could try that ahead of time. Zay and potentially Estime for, I don't know, you could try and reach for RBs that I don't know that they'll be easily available, but like James Cook would be pretty good, and he's down and out right now. HN gives Hall, don't think you're getting it. ETN's a crafty running back to get for very cheap. I would not give up Zay for him, but let's say somebody was willing to do like an ETN for Estime. I probably would take that gamble right now with ETN. I really think ETN has potentially some hidden top 10 running back upside. Not to say he doesn't have tremendous risk. Trade AJB and Njoku for Breece. Smitty approved. Absolutely take Breece Hall. I know everybody is scared to death about Breece. I'm not. Pick 1, Winston, Levis, Winston. Pick 2, Dell, Dobbins, Stevenson, Tillman. Give me Dobbins and Tillman for safety. If you want to go high risk, high reward, Tillman and Dell. But Dobbins is probably safest. But Gus Edwards is taking some work this week, as he did last week. Hi, Smitty. Start 2. Thank you, Superfish. Appreciate seeing you. Start 2 wide receivers and 1 flex between Tyreek, Kupp, and DK Metcalf, Monty. Thanks. Probably going to go with Man, your safe play is Kupp, DK, and Monty. But your high risk, high reward play is Tyreek, Kupp, and DK. I think it comes down to, at the end of the day for me, DK versus Monty. I think I lock Tyreek in just because this is like that last chance type. You don't want him on the bench the day that this unleashes, you know what I mean? Chat, can you please, for Superfish's sake, give your top 3 options here? Tyreek, Kupp, DK, Monty, pick 3, please. Tyreek, Kupp, DK, Monty. Please pick 3. You got to sit one of those players. So list off the 3 that you would play for Superfish. Superfish, all that Superfish does for you guys. Please, everybody vote for Superfish. Spot. Burrow or Love. I'm going Burrow. No doubt about it. Burrow's got, 9 TDs in 2 weeks? I believe. Like, there's no way you're sitting Burrow. You can't. You just can't. Reed or Jennings, as much as I do love Jennings, as I just said earlier, I alluded to it, Reed for me. Would you start ETN or Stevenson this week? I think Stevenson's a tad safer, but if you want a big swing, if you need a big swing, I do believe in ETN right now. I do believe in him to a degree. Like in this type of scenario. Buy low scenario. Crazy, Stevenson disappointing, but Stevenson's safer. ETN's higher risk, higher reward. So you got to pick your poison. What do you need this week? Upside or safety? Hey, Smitty, traded my London Chase Brown for his MHJ Jennings and Tracy and ETN. I think that could go either way. If you want my honest opinion, I would lean toward the Chase Brown and London side by a hair, Adam. By a hair. But doesn't mean it's near dead even, to be honest. It really is. I could get behind either side. If you told me you just made the trade and I I was sitting there, I'd probably say, there's a lot of upside here. Tracy, ETN, this could work out really well for you. It really could. Especially if trading is still open. If trading at deadline ends this week, then you can't, use some of those pieces like ETN and Tracy if they blow up. But I still think there's a lot of upside. And whenever you dilute talent into multiple pieces, it protects you a little bit more, having the depth. So there's definitely arguments to be made. PPR, Pearsall, Waddle, pick 1. I'm going to go Waddle, but it's close. And pick 1, Ramondre, Sutton, Tillman, Reed. I'm going to go probably with Reed. I just believe in Reed. I like Reed a lot. I think he's a monster. I think he's inconsistent, but I still think he can iron that out. I don't think that's for sure going to be the case the rest of the season. Rank Lamb, Chase Brown, Hunt, Metcalf, Hopkins. Give me for the rest of the season. I don't know that it changes much. So you know what? I'm just going to give it to you the same because I think it applies. The rest of the season rank is just the way I see it each and every week. Minus bye weeks and such. I would say probably going to go with. Man, I go back and forth between Lamb and Metcalf. I know I have, and Hopkins too. I'm going to say, wow, this feels crazy. Chase Brown 1, Lamb 2, but tied with Metcalf. Hopkins then Hunt because Hunt's going to lose his job. But Hopkins has the capability of being the top player in that whole entire ranking. You know what I mean? Like, so it's they're all close. They're all really close. Even Hunt's close right now, but Hunt will drop off and be last because of the loss of touches coming his way. Start D. Hopkins, Tillman, or Jacoby Myers. Hopkins by a country mile. Not even close. Appreciate all those super chats. You guys are absolute monsters. What did everybody say for Superfish's question? What was the vote? It was bench Monty, start sit Cup, Hill, DK, Cup, DK, Monty, Cup. Superfish, I'm sorry to not give you the most cemented an answer. I just wanted you to get a bunch of different takes. That's such a tough call. You're going to get that wrong literally almost every week, unfortunately. It's really hard to land 3 of those 4 monsters. You're in a good position. I would try and maybe trade. Then again, depth is really good. You should just get rid of every bench player you have because they're good. I get it. But we are walking into week 11. Sometimes I do like to fire up the offense, the starters a little bit more and kind of leave myself, with the last tank of gas, in the lineup. But there's nothing wrong with keeping Monty on the bench. You hit an injury, you'll be fine. You won't miss a beat, So I think it's probably better to have him sitting there. So yeah, we're gonna be doing some drafts as well here. Let's open some phone line conversation for a little bit, and then we'll get into a draft. And to get into a draft with us, if you guys want to prepare, the link is pinned in the live chat. The link's in the description of the video. The link inserts code Smitty into in there for you. The link is let me post it real quickly if I can get my freaking cursor to work here. Okay, so here's the link. I'll drop it right here. Underdog will match your first deposit 50% all the way up to $1,000. So essentially, you drop the minimum of $10, they'll give you $5. You do 100, they'll give you 50, all the way up to 1,000. So you drop 2,000, they'll give you 1,000. They'll also give you a bonus pick. So if you want to draft with us tonight, we will be drafting on Underdog. Promo code Smitty. Send my HN right for AJ Brown. ETN and Parasol. Team is Mahomes, Kyron, Gibbs, Jamar Chase, Tillman, Worthy. I'd rather just keep HN in there, I think. Danny. ETN's nice. I do like that, but I think I don't know. What do you think, chat? Would you rather have AJ Brown and ETN and Parasol or HN? I think I'd rather have HN by a hair, but trust your gut on that. I do really like ETN, so I'm tempted to say I'm tempted to say take it, but I can't get myself to do it. I can't get myself to trade HN. HN's a league winner, a monster, a 50-point potential getter at any given game. The chat seems to agree. We got one AJB vote. We got majority of people saying HN. I really do like the AJB and ETN side, though. Like, it's not bad. It's a good offer, but give me HN. Give me HN, my guy. Justin, you're live.
What's going on?
What's up?
So I'm in a keeper league where you get to keep 2 players. Nico's kind of a no-brainer because 2 years ago he was drafted in like the 9th, so I'm definitely keeping him. Who would you pick between Keon Coleman in the 10th and Ladd McConkey in the 11th?
Probably Ladd right now because you could easily draft Coleman back. His value is absolutely 0 right now. Not saying I don't believe in him, but his value tanked. And the injury didn't help. And so Ladd's got, like, even for trade value purposes alone, the only answer is Ladd. And then you could draft Coleman back a lot easier. Easy.
I appreciate that, bud.
All right, man. Call back. You got another one. Later. I mean, you got to think logically, even though we like certain players, doesn't matter. You got to keep that out of the, out of the brain when you're trying to make those decisions. Okay, we're gonna go into the Underdog app right now. Okay, open up the Underdog app. Go over to the Battle Royale. Okay, so you're on the draft tab at the bottom. You're on the home tab at the top. Draft tab at the bottom. And you're going to scroll over one card to the Battle Royale Week 11 $7 entry. In 5 seconds, you're going to punch that green button because we're going to try and sync it all up. That link is in the live chat. The link is in the description of the video as well if you're watching a replay. The link inserts code Smitty. You could do it that way as well. But hit that green button. Let's all jump into a draft together. I'll put it up on my screen. We'll draft in a week 11 Battle Royale draft. Here we go. There it is. Go to board view. Draft starts in 50 seconds. Your boy's drafting from the 1 spot. You got to love that. We got 2 super chats here. This one is from Murph. Murph says 1 wide receiver, Worthy, Big Mike, or MVS. I probably go MVS is pretty safe. He had a big game, but you know how that works. Might not hear from him at all in this next game. I probably would go MVS. He's safest, but Worthy is just, once he starts shining, maybe he's the guy you roll with. I do like Worthy a lot, but MVS probably earned that start. That's the safe play anyway. JD, Monty, Kyron, Ray Davis, Sharps, Cup, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Pearsall, Kittle, 3 owners. 3 owners on the clock here. Let's go with Achan. 3 owners. 1, Achan, Reed, Najee, Sutton, Kraft. 2, Aaron Jones, Kenneth Walker, Jacobs, McLaurin, Hill. 3, Cook, Kamara, CMC, Andrews, Pickens. Give a couple trades for each. TP, this is hard to do this many things in one question. I would say JD5, Monty, Kyron. I love Kyron. I love Cup. I love Amon-Ra. I don't think I want to trade any of those guys. Would I try and get rid of like Pearsall and Monty to get maybe, let's say, Achan from Team 1? Pearsall, Monty, yes. Would I try and get Pearsall, Monty? Okay, Pearsall, Monty for... I don't really see anything in that next. I guess you could go after Hill using, but you think you wouldn't have an RB. Pearsall Monty for in Team 3. I'd say Kamara. I'd say CMC. Either one of those. Pearsall, Monty. Okay, so you're not going to get CMC. You might get Kamara. You probably won't. Let's see. Amon-Ra and I'm trying to think if you could get anything from Team 2, like Aaron Jones or Jacobs with Tyreek Hill. I'd probably take that, I guess. Tyreek Hill and Jacobs for Amon-Ra. Something like that, TP. It's hard to do the 3 different teams because, we're ripping through these, but hopefully I gave you some ideas there on that. Thank you. Appreciate you, TP to the moon. Okay, on the clock right now. Players available: Kelsey, Puka Nacua, George Pickens, Josh Allen. I really like Puka here. Probably go with with Kelsey, Puka, and Devon Achane so far. Pretty balanced approach. I'll preface this with the fact that I have McBride already. Someone dropped Laporta. Should I dump my fab on him? Have $14 left. I would. He's out right now, and he doesn't have a ton of value to people for whatever reason. They're just giving up on him. He's been banged up, but it's an AC joint. It's like Mason's, where it's like he needs 1 week maybe. I'd definitely pick him up. There's league winning upside with him. Josh Jacobs, JSN for Achan. I would take Achan in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat, my boy. In a heartbeat. Josh Jacobs and JSN for Achan. That's a fantastic trade. This one, Myers or Reed. I would go Reed. It doesn't, the matchups, with a guy like Reed too, when he runs the ball a lot, I'm not too concerned about it. I just feel like he's the better player. I appreciate your support, Smitty. Thank you, TP. Appreciate you, bro. Hopefully I gave you enough ideas on that. But if you hit it more compartmentalized, you're gonna get a little bit tighter advice, because then I got to roll through each one of those. You know what I mean? Thoughts on Dawson Knox? Decent start. Yeah, he's okay. It depends on your options, though, bro. If you gave me a list of players, I could tell you what makes sense and what doesn't. On the clock here, Mahomes is available. I'm going to take Mahomie with one of these picks. JT, Monty, Kenneth Walker. Sometimes there's players hiding down here and you're just like shocked and you can't believe your eyes. Let's go with Garrett Wilson's kind of nice here. I'll go Garrett Wilson. So my team so far is Devon Achan, Puka Nacua, Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes, Garrett Wilson. It's pretty good. Anthony W., you're live.
Hey, Smitty. I'm having a hard time because, that last minute questionable came up on CD Lamb. So I need to start two. I have CD Lamb, Drake London, and Tyreek. I don't know if I should swap CD out for Tyreek. I want to start Drake London. I just don't know what's going on with him. Should I wait till another report comes out? Like, what are we thinking about that?
Well, I mean, it's not of great concern, says his head coach, but hard to say, my boy. I think that, London's matchup is rough, but I think they move him all over the field. But it feels like the safest calls are CD and Hill, to be honest. I know that's not what you're even thinking, but that's probably what I would do. But let's ask the chat. Chat, you starting CD, London, or Hill? Pick two. That's just what I would do. I would start the biggest guns. I know that we've got some concerns with London and Hill. I'm sorry, all three of them. Injury for London and matchup for London. CD Lamb, injury and situation. Tyreek Hill, injury and what the hell is going on with the situation. That it's crazy that you're dealing with this, because CD and Hill were both top 5 players,
Well, I traded Marvin Harrison Jr. for Drake London straight up, and I don't know if that was a good trade, but I just kind of went with it. I was tired of MHJ's ups and downs. Maybe I was impatient. I don't know.
You get mixed bag answers from everybody. There's no clear cut answer here.
That's okay. We'll go with the gut tomorrow morning. We'll sleep on it.
Yeah. Maybe in the morning, ask me. All right.
Okay, we'll do. Thank you, sir. All right.
Yeah, that's what I would do. I mean, I gave my answer, but the chat's kind of all over the place on it. All right, so let's jump into one more here. Some buy lows if anybody needs some buy lows while we jump into another draft. So basically, guys, get out of that draft to go into Battle Royale Week 11. How do you do that? Underdog Fantasy, code Smitty. Underdog, promo code Smitty. That link is pinned in the live chat. That link is being dropped in the live chat also right now by me. It's in the live chat pin, though. And it's also in the description of the video if you're watching a replay, or code Smitty gets it done. 50% match on your first deposit. You do the $10 minimum, they give you $5. You do the $2,000, they'll give you up to $1,000. So we're going to jump in. Hit the green button now on the Battle Royale Week 11. If you don't get in, don't worry about it. Don't fret. Just get in one alongside of us and draft with us and have a good time. Use the process that we're using to do the same, effectively the same thing that we're doing, just in a separate draft. Sometimes it's good to be in another draft so you don't have to, get sniped. But here we go. Your boys drafting from the 6th spot back to back this time. I had the back to back first pick. the back-to-back second and third round picks, the bookends there. Now I got the 6 and 7 bookend picks. What's going on, J Mac from Ohio?
What's up, Smitty? I got a question for the tight end. Knox, Taysom Hill, or Kraft?
I'd probably go Taysom Hill if it was me and just swing. But, only because Knox, I don't know, he could have a touchdown, but like what's his ceiling, And Kraft, I like Kraft a lot. What did Kraft do you have your app in front of you? What did Kraft do last week? The last two games. The last 2 games that he played.
5 and 15.
His points were 5 and 15, the points?
Yep, 5 last week, 15 2 weeks ago.
What was his line during that 15 game? What was the actual line?
I don't know.
Okay. I mean, I'd probably go, Kraft is safest. I'd go Taysom Hill if you need a big swing. Go Kraft if you want safety. Go Taysom if you want, like, but you're risking like 3 points though. You could get a 3-point game. Kraft probably is going to be 7 to 14 points. Taysom's going to be 1 point or 18.
All right.
There's no real good answer. It's either risk, high upside. What do you need, bro?
Right now, I think I just need safety. I just need to get the win.
Okay, then I go Kraft.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Smitty.
All right, man. Later.
See you later.
Non-PPR must-win week, London or Reed. Give me... I don't think I'm sitting London. It's a tough matchup, but I'm not sitting London. Reed's a good play, though. I wish you could get Reed in there, too. I really think Reed's going to have a decent day. Knox, Henry, Gesicki this week. I'm going to go probably, you know what? Give me Gesicki. But I'm forcing it, bro. Like, it's that close, so trust your gut. Better stash Mason or Ray Davis. No CMC or Cook. Probably Ray Davis. I just have a gut instinct on Ray Davis, but I love Cook and Ray Davis together. That combo was fantastic. Trade my Eckler for Jaden Reed. I'd probably rather have Jaden Reed. Eckler's decent right now, but I'd rather have Jaden Reed. Connor, St. Brown, Kraft. Jennings or Tillman this week? That's pretty even, bro. Probably say Jennings by a hair. I might have flip-flop on that one, but it's close. So Chuck says MHJ and Mixon or Connor St. Brown. Damn. That's pretty even. I'd probably say, jeez, man. I'd probably say Mixon MHJ by a hair just because of Mixon and how he's playing out of his mind. He's just on a whole nother level right now. Fernando, thank you for the $5 hauler. Dynasty PPR moved Mahomes, Olave late third for Dell Stevenson in an early second. I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't move Mahomes, bro. Not in a dynasty. I'm sorry. I know that's not what you wanted to hear. Let's go with jeez, man. I'm going to go Josh Allen and Cooper Kupp here. So my team so far, Kyron, Bijan, Josh Allen, Cooper Kupp. Sorry, Fernando. I know it's not what you wanted to hear, but I wouldn't have done that. Am I cooked? Have Stafford, Winston, Levis, and figured I could grab a QB next year's draft. But why? It's so hard to develop a rookie QB. Nobody worried about Puka being shadowed. No, we talked about it a lot. The thing is, like, you don't know what the game plan is, bro. People no one's gonna tell you what's up. People project who's shadowing who's locking down who. But the truth of the matter is, and I'm not saying there isn't risk to it. Like, I'm not saying that you're not right at the end of the day. But Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp, you got a lot of problems on your hands. You can't just say, oh, well, the only thing we got to focus on is locking down Puka Nacua. Not to mention that McVay is the one coach in the National Football League that you could say is matchup proof with his offense, bro, when you got all those pieces on the board, because nobody can match up. Look at the Vikings, how great the Vikings, look at the Rams did. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Kyren could be running up against the Chiefs run stop. It doesn't matter. This is a matchup proof team, and you're going to have Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua all over the field. So how do you sit Puka Nacua? How do you sit Cooper Kupp? How do you sit a guy like that that's going to be probably placed all over the field? All right, almost on the clock. All right, hang tight, Rob. I'm going to come to you in 1 second. I got to make my picks. On the clock, so far I've got Josh Allen. Or I've got Kyren, Bijan, Josh Allen, Cooper Kupp. I need a wide receiver, DK, against San Francisco. Do I go London? How about I go Hopkins? I'm going to go Hopkins. And then I'm going to go at tight end. I'm going to go... Let's go, I guess, Hawkinson. So squad is Kyren, Bijan, Josh Allen, Cooper Kupp, DeAndre Hopkins, Hawkinson. I like my other team better, but it's still a good team. What can I do for you, Rob?
Hey, Smitty. Mentioning Hawkinson, who would you rather start this week, Hawkinson or Bowers?
Probably just Bowers. He's so good, bro. He's gonna get even better.
Yeah, they had the bye week too.
Yeah.
So, and it's against Miami, which the defense looked, good against the Rams.
Yeah,
so
but
that was my only concern.
Yeah, but Bowers is just special.
Yeah.
But
how about
anything could happen though.
Chase? Yeah. How about Chase Brown or Hunt?
Chase Brown, but close.
Really?
But close. Yeah, I mean, this could be Hunt's last game. We're going to get into one more, guys. Go into the Battle Royale Week 11. Hold on 1 second, Rob. Click the link that's in the live chat pinned or in the description that says Underdog Fantasy. Okay? We're gonna jump straight into another draft. Underdog will match your first deposit 50% all the way up to $1,000. Okay, so that means that you could drop the minimum of $10 and get $5 free added to your account in bonus cash. Or you could go as high as $100 and they give you $50, or as high as $500 and they'll give you $250, all the way up to $2,000 they'll give you $1,000 and the free bonus pick. And we're gonna get into one more draft right now. So go to Battle Royale Week 11 card, click the green button now. It's a $7 entry. It's a second card on the draft and home tabs. You have the draft tab at the bottom, selected the home tab at the top. Then there's cards. This is carousel of cards. You can swipe through. Click that green button now under the second card, Battle Royale Week 11, $7 entry. I believe it's 40K to first place, which is crazy. And we're going to try and win that this week, my broskies. Here we go. Your boy is in this. Ray G's in the 1 spot. I'm in the 5 spot. All right, hit me with it, Rob. What else you got?
No, it was just that. And then would you trade Hopkins and Pollard for JT, John Dillon?
Hopkins and Pollard for JT?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do that.
Okay.
I mean,
Close or no?
I mean, yeah, it depends on like your scenario, but I think JT's
Yeah,
pretty.
I need a running back.
Yeah, I
have
like them
Bijan,
both.
but
I think
Pollard's my
Hopkins.
two.
I think Hopkins could have a day though, just so you know. But yeah, I mean, so could JT.
Yeah. All right.
All right, bro.
Appreciate
Later.
it, man.
Later.
Thanks. Bye.
And here are my underdog hires that I'm really liking right now. A hundo will get you 600 on this one on the flex if you play at the flex style. So higher on 64.5 Bijan rushing yards, higher on Puka Nacua 68.5 receiving yards despite the matchup. Devon Achane 63.5 higher rushing yards, and Cooper Kupp 65.5 higher receiving yards. I really like that one. Kamara is on the board here for me. Let's see, I have no players yet, so let's go Kyren again. Let's go Gibbs this time instead of Bijan, or no. Let's see who's available once we get through this back-to-back pick here. If this guy's drafting with us, then he's going to draft Bijan and Gibbs. Okay. So he's not with us. Okay. Let's go. Do we go Bijan at Denver or Gibbs at Jacksonville? I think I'm going to go with Gibbs on this one. I went Bijan the last one. So this team is going to look as follows. Coming out of round 1, I'm going to have round 2, Kyren and Gibbs. Kyren and Gibbs. Doing it live. Cool guy says Waddle or Ridley. Del Waddle or Ridley. I think you probably got to go Ridley right now. I think he's earned it. But Waddle's solid as well, I think, in this one. Not a guarantee. Not an easy call. But solid. I need your help, brother. 12-man PPR. Mahomey, Chubb, Pickens, Reed, Dell, Pacheco, Hawkinson, Hunter, Henry, Ray Davis, Etienne. What can I trade? I'm 4 and 6. Probably say with this squad, bro, there's not a man. Chubb, Pickens, Reed, Dell, Pacheco. What in the hell happened to the team? It's like you sat on the phone and cut like 4 players. Like what? How did we get to this? You had to made a couple really bad trades, like Hunter Henry. I don't even know. I'll be honest with you. Zero Gaming, I don't know that there's much hope here. Chubb, Pickens, you have nothing to trade. You got to hope that Etienne and Chubb ball out, which could happen. You got to hope that Pickens, Reed, and Pacheco all ball out. Hawkinson goes on a tear. I mean, it's not the worst team in the world. It's kind of, I'm timing out here. I timed out on Tyreek Hill. That's okay. That's not bad. I probably would have picked him. Okay, so there we go. We got Tyreek Hill. I don't know. It's not the worst team in the world. It really isn't. Like Mahomes, Pickens, Reed, like these are Pacheco. These are all good players, but like there's no trade capability here. Zero Gaming. I wish I could sell you a fictitious line like, hey, you could get this, and this. If you just, I don't see it. I don't see it at all. Let me grab Mahomey here. So my team's Kyren, Jahmyr Gibbs, Tyreek Hill, Mahomes. I wish I could give you advice. Let me put that back up on screen. If anybody else can, let me give this gaming as much attention as I can with this question, just so I can try and help them the best of my ability. But good Lord, I mean, that is a tough one. Can somebody please come up with an idea for Zero Gaming in the chat? Is there anything he can do with this team? I don't think so. Maybe you could trade like Pacheco and I don't know, man. I mean, maybe you could trade Hawkinson and go find another tight end or just roll Hunter Henry. Trade Hawkinson and like Pickens for a Hill or Lamb. Take a swing there. Trade Chubb and Reed and Chubb and Reed. I don't know. I would try and get Lamb or Hill using Hawkinson and a player. That's what I'd probably do. Take a big swing and get at least one big gun and hope that big gun bounces back and goes on a tear. That would be my best advice, gaming. That's really rough. I feel like something happened to that team bad. I feel like you just were humble enough not to say, I lost Rice. I lost, you know what I mean? Chuck, you're live.
Hey, Smitty. Just real quick trade question. The trade deadline is actually tonight, and I got a trade offer on the table that I can't make a decision on. So it's Marvin Harrison and Joe Mixon for Amon-Ra and James Conner.
Hold on. Let me make this pick real quick, and then I'll write it down.
Yes, sir.
Who did I go with? I could go Hopkins here. Okay, go ahead. Read it to me.
Yeah, so it's Marvin Harrison Jr. and Joe Mixon. Those are the players I'd be giving up, and I'd be getting back St. Brown and James Conner.
Yeah, I saw this one. I responded to this one in the chat, right?
I don't know if you did. I might have missed it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. Yeah, this is a tough one. Chat, can you vote on this one? I lean toward MHJ and Mixon slightly, but I mean, I could go back and forth on this all day long. The only thing that I'd say is that to me, Mixon and Connor are, I don't want to say light years apart and like disrespect Connor like that, because I think Connor's, he's fantastic when he's on his game and they're feeding him and all that. But I think MHJ could. I'm not saying I come anywhere near taking him where St. Brown would go if we were drafting today moving forward. But we know that the potential's there. It's just a matter of volume and all that. I would bank on that getting closer than it should be than Mixon and Connor getting closer than it should be. But honestly, it's so tough. It's so tough. I guess you gotta factor in the bye weeks, which is a good point. In the chat, a couple of people said, "What about buys? Do you need to be bye week free with Mixon?"
No. I mean, I'm 5-5. I'm playing the number one team in the league this week, so I think I'm pretty much cooked. I feel like I'm going to be 7-7 at best, which I think will put me in the playoffs. I'm having a hard time giving up Mixon, but what makes this league tougher is it's a 2-keeper league. So and I'm okay to keep St. Brown over Harrison.
That's crazy information to leave out, that it's a keeper league.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, that's like going to the doctor and saying, I have a little bit of a tingle in my arm, and he's like, okay, did you play tennis? Were you doing something? Like, yeah, and my chest hurt, like really bad, a couple hours, into the appointment. Like, what are we doing here? Like, so what's the keeper assumptions here? Like, what are we dealing with?
Well, I've got Gibbs. He's obviously a keeper
with this right here. What are the keeper implications with this trade?
So if I trade Harrison, then I'm keeping St. Brown. If I don't trade Harrison, then it's Harrison and Gibbs that are my keepers.
So you can keep Gibbs if it's MHJ, but you can't keep Gibbs if you don't have MHJ?
No, we keep two people. Okay. Gibbs is 100%
okay.
It's whether my
so St.
guy
Brown
is
or
Harrison
MHJ.
St. Brown.
Okay, and is there a length of keeper amount of time or anything like that?
No, we don't lose draft picks, so we can keep them as long as we want.
And you can't keep Mixon or anything, right? I'm just curious.
I mean, I could, but
okay.
I mean, at this point, I would rather keep Harrison over Mixon because of the age factor. But
I'd rather have the MHJ Mixon side even more so now because of the long-term MHJ value. And I know a lot of people are jumping ship on MHJ. I am not. This is the hardest working wide receiver in the league. Some say already. Like, his work ethic is that good. Like, if you think he can't make up for whatever deficiencies he might have, which I don't even think he has a lot. I think a lot of it is coming down to play calling. They've run him, on these strict routes downfield. Now they're starting to open that up and open up his route tree. I think MHJ is going to be a monster. I also think the one thing I'd say, as much as we love St. Brown, this is a St. Brown country. In fact, let me
Legend has it if you say St. Brown 3 times in the dark in the bathroom, you will immediately lose your league.
As much as I love St. Brown and we're a St. Brown country, he is always banged up. Like, so there's concern down the stretch, like as his career moves forward, like he's ripping, meat off the bone, bro. Like this guy is absolutely abusive to his body. I'm just going to bank on MHJ. But again, the mix inside of this helps you win this year. So.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much, Smitty. I appreciate it.
All right,
you helped me out a lot as a good man. Thank you.
All right, later, bro.
Yeah.
Elgin, you're live.
Hey, how you doing, Smitty?
Yo.
Pick 2. Chase Brown, James Cook, or David Montgomery.
Chase Brown, James Cook, and Monty.
David Montgomery. Mm-hmm.
Man, I think I'd probably go Chase Brown. He's on fire. And Monty's safer. I love Cook, though. I love Cook. But this is a tough matchup for Cook. Like this would be a game that, if your trade deadline's next week, you trade for Cook after this week. I'd say these are the two easy calls at the end of the day, the safe plays.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, that Buffalo matchup is rough for Cook.
Yeah, but the only thing I'm thinking is Kansas City, they definitely they're gonna score some points. But with the Detroit game, I think Monty could sneak a couple touchdowns in.
Yeah, for sure.
Because they playing now a good team. Who they playing again? Detroit is playing. I forget what they playing, but it's not a good team. So that game could be over real quick.
Yeah. All right, bro. Appreciate you. Later. Alex, you're live. Yeah, Alex, hold on. Alex, you mind if I answer these super chats real quick? Just hang real tight if you could. You just mute real quick. I'll be right back with you. Chubb, Dowdle, J-Mo, or BT at flex. Chubb, Dowdle, J-Mo, or BT at flex. As much as I want to go BT because he's going to bounce back, he still doesn't have his QB. We're going to wait on that. J-Mo pretty easily. J-Mo's got the massive ability to explode any given game, bro. And with Laporta out one more week, it's going to be, it's going to be a big J-Mo game. Start J-Mo. Anybody has J-Mo, try and get him in your lineup. 12-team, 1 QB team is Hurts, JD5, Achane, Bijan, Najee, Reed, Devontae Smith, JSN, Keon Coleman, Bowers, Kincaid, being offered Gibbs, Dobbs, and Cousins for my Hurts, Najee, JSN. I believe in JD5 still. Obviously, I believe in JD5, but I mean, as a fantasy, threat, especially down the stretch. So I'm kind of tempted. Not to mention Cousins is still solid. Chat, what do you think? Vote on this one in the live chat. Are we going with Cousins and Gibbs and Dobbs or Hurts, Najee, JSN? I'm gonna go with the Gibbs side because I think Cousins is good enough right now, and I also believe in JD5, so I'm going to take that side, but that's me. I think it's really close. I think Najee's playing really well, but, there's a reason why we're drafting Gibbs in the first round and not Hurts, but at the same time, I think that's not a objective way of valuing players once the draft is over. Yeah, we assume it's a 1 QB league. If it's a 2 QB league, hell no. Pick 1 for flex. Pearsall, J-Mo, Amari, or BT. Again, J-Mo, boys. We're going J-Mo. Fire J-Mo up. He's a fantastic play this week. Moved Mahomes because I needed a back. Mahomes hasn't produced like he did with but he's starting to pick it up, bro. JD5 and Bo look good this year as rooks. Feeling Shedeur, Sanders, Ward next year. I like Shedeur, but I still wouldn't trade it like that. It's still, you don't want to justify Fernando making a bad trade. And in my opinion, trading Mahomes at that value in Dynasty wasn't wasn't the wisest move off of this year's production. Mahomes is a monster. He's undefeated right now, and he's starting to get in a real groove right now. He got Hopkins. Things are looking bright for Mahomes for the future and the remainder of the season from a fantasy perspective. He's back in the top 5-6 conversation for me easily. Easily. All right, go ahead, Alex. You're live.
So I'm 5-5, and I'm trying to hit all day. And I offer
I can't hear you, bro. I can't hear you. You're breaking up.
Hello?
Finish him. Call terminated.
Got to try and get on the neighbor's Wi-Fi, bro. Call us back. Mahomes wasn't that hot last year. That's crazy. Top 6. Okay, Cameron. Okay, Cameron. Bloop. 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 I pulled the trigger on getting Lamb for my MHJ straight up. In a redraft, I would take Lamb. I'd take the gamble. But, yeah, it's a gamble, but it's a fun gamble. And it's worth it. It's worth the gamble. It's worth the playing that, that risky card. It just is. It's like playing the Joker. Just throw it down. Throw it down. You might be throwing that reversal in like the Uno, by throwing that down. Kittle or Bowers. Kittle's banged up, so you got to monitor the news tomorrow with us. I'll have that information for you. But, I mean, if Kittle's playing, you're playing Kittle. But Bowers is pretty damn good, bro. They're pretty neck and neck. They're pretty neck and neck. Tank or JMO or Tank or JMO or Tank. What? I mean, what are you doing there? Alex, you're live.
Okay, thanks my Wi-Fi. So basically, I'm 5-5, and I've been trying to get rid of Hill all day because I can't really afford to keep him. It's too risky. So I got a request, or trade request, and Puka and ETN for Hill. I don't want to know your opinion.
Puka and ETN for Tyreek Hill?
Yeah.
Smash.
Do you think I should just go for Puka? Because I'd have to drop Worthy if I got ETN. So
I'd rather have. I mean, if it's a redraft, I'd rather have ETN than Worthy right now. The value of ETN might go soaring, bro. It might not, but it might. It might be huge. With Bigsby out this week, this could be the return of the ETN. It might not be, but it could be. I would take ETN.
Yeah.
Plus, no one's going to pick up Worthy unless he blows up, but...
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
All right. But trust your gut on the Worthy part, because I do love Worthy. It's just a matter he's not playing well. But, yeah, I take Puka in a heartbeat. Get Puka, bro. All right, later. Yeah, that's a smash. That's a smash, if I've ever heard one. Mackie boy, trade my Jacobs and T for Amon-Ra. I would take Amon-Ra. That's an example where I love my little St. Brown. Do it live. Do it live. Okay, hit that thumb up button if you're new or not new. Subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Slap it. Make sure you hit that thumb up button. I only have 100 thumbs up in the live right now. We have 340 of you in here. 340 to about 500 on and off, and we only have 102 thumbs up. Wipe your feet if you can. It helps the channel. What helps me helps you. I promise you. The bigger we get, the more giveaways we have. We'll have autograph helmets and different things. Like, the bigger we get, the more advantageous, I promise you, this channel is for you. Downs or Warren? Warren's banged up. Downs lost his, lifeline. I probably say Downs, but by a hair, bro. Golf, appreciate you. Golf to the moon. Chubb, ETN. I'm going to go ETN this week. Anything could happen. J-Mo, Garrett Wilson. Believe it or not, J-Mo's damn hard to say no to on that. I'd probably go Garrett Wilson, but I try and get them both in there. My boy, try and start them both.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Call into the Addict.shop phone line. Phone line's brought to you by the Addict.shop. What's the Addict.shop, you ask? Let me show you. Let me show you what the Addict.shop is. The Addict.shop. Plus, we're going to have a hat line coming out on the Addict.shop. Our own little storefront that will be a flex fit hat. It's going to be unbelievable. I think I have a picture of it somewhere. Hold on. Let me pull it up and put it on screen. Okay, so this will be a hat. It'll be something along the lines like this. Where actually, let me get the actual graphic up here. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. I think it's right here. So it's going to, no, it's the same damn image. Come on, Smitty. Pick it up. Pick it up, Smitty. Pick it up. Here it is. So this is what the hat's going to roughly look like. It's a flex fit hat. It'll have the headphone logo and the YouTube channel on the back. On the front, it'll have the Attic. It'll have the Fantasy Football Show logo, the YouTube channel. It'll be flex fit. I believe there'll be different colors, but that hat is coming. That hat lineup is coming. It'll be on the Addict.shop. But until then, go shop these amazing movie tees and hoodies. Godzilla, King Kong, The Beast, The Thing, Spider, Reptilicus. It's awesome. They're the most comfortable hoodies, and we'll have our own hoodie as well. I believe it'll be Godzilla versus The Thing. This one right here. It'll be this black hoodie, and on the back it'll have this whole graphic here. It'll have the fantasy football. Actually, I have it. I have that one as well. It might be red. We might have different colors. This is the hoodie that's dropping on the shop as well. The front's gonna say the Attic and the YouTube channel with the Fantasy Football Show logo. On the back, it'll have Godzilla versus a Thing with the logo on the bottom. So these will be dropping very soon. But until then, get over to the Addict.shop and get you some merch. Okay, so let's hit these supers that we got right here. JS, appreciate you. Flex, Dowdle, Waddle, Warren. Dowdle, Waddle, Warren, or Knox, Hill, Smith. Flex, Dowdle, Waddle, Warren, or tight end Knox. Okay, so I guess I'm picking Waddle here, and then at tight end I'm going to go Jonnu. But Taysom's high risk, high reward. So if you need a big swing, go Taysom. But if you want like steady, I'd go Jonnu. 12-man half PPR. Allen, JJ, Jamar Chase, JSN. Thank you for the $10 hauler, Lloyd. JSN, Kyron, Jacobs, JK, Knox, Corum, Mason, Sharbs, Laporta. Trade Jacobs and JSN for HN. Yes. Who do I flex in the flex to? Search the wire. Okay, so you mean you're trading Jacobs and so JSN is in your flex spot? Is that what we're talking about here? Okay, so you're going to lose that. So then you got to go down to here. Laporta, yeah, you might have to hit the wire. Dunze's okay, but yeah, you know, hit me with the options, but I definitely would do the trade, and then hit me with the waiver wire options, and we can try and break down what the best move to make would be, Lloyd. But that's a good trade. You got to smash that trade. Aaron, you're live. What can I do for you, Aaron?
Hi, Smitty. Okay, so I actually have a real specific question this time.
Okay.
It's a 12-team super flex. So it's a super flex, but not 2 quarterbacks. Like, you don't have to have 2.
Okay.
Anyway, my team. Okay, so I have like a really big wide receiver problem, but I'm in first place with the most points. So I'm not sure if somebody's offering to trade Jefferson to me.
Okay.
But this is my team. I'll read it really quick.
You said it's a super flex, not mandatory 2 QB, but you can start 2 QBs.
No, not mandatory.
But you can start 2 QBs if you want.
Yes, and I start Lamar and Geno Smith.
Okay.
the greatest quarterback.
But wait, Gino, how'd you get Gino? The last time you said he
This
was
is a different team than
okay.
that.
Thank
This
God.
is a different team.
Okay, thank God. All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No,
Okay.
No, this is it. I've had Gino on this team the whole year.
Okay. For anybody that doesn't know, someone tried to sell Gino at a high value, and he's not. Okay. Go ahead. What's the trade? JJ, you get JJ. You're trading away
Okay,
who?
so but this is the thing. Okay, so my wide receivers are Jennings, Mooney, Douglas, Coker, and Thielen, and Butte. Like I don't have any wide receivers.
Okay.
But then I have Ashane, Walker, Kittle, Hunt.
Achan. Okay, Achan, Walker,
Yes.
Ashane, Achan, Walker, and who?
Well, then I was saying Kittle.
Okay.
I have Hunt, but whatever.
Okay.
And then Hubbard and Justice Hill. I'm trying to trade him to somebody else, but the person was considered. I offered them Hubbard for Jefferson, and then I was thinking of putting Gino, but now I'm like, maybe I shouldn't put Gino. Like, maybe they'll just take it. Then I won't have the second quarterback.
They probably
But should
won't take it, but if they did, that would be a great trade. And I guess I would say who else could.
Their problem is that they're not doing well because of their quarterback situation.
Who else could you pick up at QB? Is there anybody out there like?
There's literally nobody out there unless he trades me like Derek Carr or Stroud, which he would probably.
Well, I would take Stroud in a second.
Like he literally just said to, like, in the message, he said like Stroud has ruined his season, so he might.
Okay, so try this.
Gino does get better points than that, so I figure like if I give him, is that better to give him Gino?
I would take Stroud. Stroud's about to
Jefferson.
Stroud's about to go up in value because he's getting Nico back. So, but I don't think this is gonna fly. Like, you're gonna have to give him Hunt, Hubbard, and Gino for JJ and Stroud. I don't think he'd even do it, but I'd 100% do that
I
trade.
don't think he'll want Hunt, but I think he'll do it for Jeff. He'll give
Throw
me
Hunt
Jefferson
in.
maybe.
Throw Hunt in.
Okay.
I don't think you're going to get Gino and Hubbard's not going to get you Stroud and JJ in a real world scenario. Like, if this guy's off his rocker, maybe, but throw Hunt in.
I think it's because he's really like.
Okay, we'll
he's
confuse
really close to not being in the
things.
playoffs.
Confuse matters. Throw Hunt in, give him more value. You also don't want it vetoed. If you traded Gino and Hubbard for JJ and Stroud, it might get vetoed. It's that bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just hope my other running back can.
Yeah, Ashane, a.k.a. Achan, will be fine.
And Walker.
Yeah, go do it for sure. But you're
Okay,
gonna be hard pressed to get JJ for Hubbard straight up anyway, though. But it's possible that Hunt and Hubbard could get him. It's possible that another receiver and Hubbard could get him. But but definitely if he's off his rocker about
But I don't
Stroud.
have a receiver. That's the problem.
Yeah, if he's off his rocker about Stroud, do this trade. Well, you could give him Mooney. You said you had Mooney. Mooney's got good value.
Yeah.
Mooney and Hubbard.
He's the best one I have.
Even if you had to throw Mooney into this deal, I'm doing it to get JJ. I'm doing it to get JJ. Mooney instead of Hunt, I'd do it in a heartbeat. Throw him in if you need to. All right, got to run.
Okay,
Appreciate
and
you.
One last question.
Yeah,
real quick.
Go ahead.
Taysom Hill this week. Is he gonna be in the end? Like, what do you think?
Is he going to be able to what?
Is he gonna end up in the end zone?
Let's go with affirmative on that. But make sure he's not available in the same league where you've got Gino, and see if he's QB eligible. Because in a lot of formats he's QB eligible. That also gives you more ability.
Oh, that was just I was just generally asking because I have him on other teams. I don't even have him on the team on.
But check and see.
But I just
check and see, because if he's QB eligible, then all of a sudden you could essentially trade JJ and Gino straight up for JJ and put Hill in that super flex spot.
Oh, I do have him on that team.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, thank you. Sorry.
All right. Yeah.
20 seconds, done.
All right,
Bye,
later.
guys.
Yeah, that was a quick 20. All right, later. 219, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Andrew from Indiana.
Andrew from Indiana. What's up, my boy?
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I should kind of stand down or make a move. I got JD5, Kyron, K9, Debo, Chase. Kincaid got hurt, so I have Knox slid in there. Smitty, Sharps is a cuff, Downs, and Ferg. But people haven't been really offering me anything or kind of rejecting offers, so I feel like the team's pretty good where I don't need to make too many moves.
So JD5, Kyron, K9, Chase, Debo, Devontae Smith, Knox, Fergie, Downs. Is that right?
Yeah, and I got Kincaid, but of course I picked up Knox to
That's a good team.
start this week because I like his matchup.
It's a good team. I don't think there's much to do unless you could like somehow, some way trade, and I don't think you can, like Ferguson and K9 for something a big upgrade. Would I consider K9 and Devontae Smith for, a Kyron-esque player to put next to Kyron, and then see if you can get some sort of doubted player back that makes it a really crafty 2-for-2 that you're not really losing as much on Devontae Smith as it seems. Like Jennings, for example. If I could get Jennings instead of Devontae Smith, it's a big downgrade in this sense, but if you're upgrading K9 enough, then I do that. So I look to maybe throw Smith and K9 together. But past that, like the team a lot. I think I probably hold it. I think you could knock off any one team, one game at a time. Do I think you're the best team in the league? Doesn't mean that the best team in the league wins, though. All you got to do is beat one team at a time, one step in front of the other. Do I think it's the best team in the league? Probably not, but are you in the top 4 or 5? Probably.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in second now. It's going to be hard to sell Smitty right now off 2 bad weeks, but I still kind of believe in him. But, yeah, I mean, it'll be hard if I don't really want to trade for Jennings. I like Jennings, but having 2 Niners, I mean, Smitty was my flex play. So, I mean, he's a solid, 3 for me because Chase and Debo kind of hold it down.
All right, bro.
All
right, later. All right, let me hit these supers here. We got $20 hauler from John coming in strong, gets immediate attention. Smitty, thank you for the great advice. I'm in a must-win one in one of my leagues. Could you pick 3? Half PPR, ETN, Chubb, Aaron Jones, or J.K. Dobbins. I probably leave Chubb on the bench here. Chat, are we going ETN or Chubb? You're playing Aaron Jones. He's ready to go. He's off the report. JK, you got to play him. I know Gus is taking some work, but you got to play him. It comes down to ETN and Chubb. For me, I believe ETN with the lone backfield in his hands, with they're down their QB. What are you gonna do? You're probably gonna run the ball. And ETN being the lone back, I just feel like it's the right play. But if the chat disagrees, let me know. Was thinking of putting ETN over Dobbins because of Gus. Yeah, exactly. In terms of no, not over Dobbins. Over, let's see, did you say start 2? No, you said pick 3. Pick 3. ETN, Aaron Jones, and JK. Yeah, that's my answer. But chat, if you disagree, I just don't know that I believe in Chubb right now. But trust your gut, John. If you believe in Chubb, roll with him. I mean, it's close. Full PPR flex, pick 2, Juju, Butte, and Elijah Moore. David, those are awful. Those are awful choices. If Juju plays, it would probably be Juju and I guess, I don't know, chat, Butte or Elijah Moore. You got to hit the waiver wire again, David. Those are awful. Those are awful choices. Juju, if he played, would be okay. Do I trade Tyreek Hill for Malik Neighbors? I probably would if you can weather through the bye week situation. I probably would. But it's close. Need to start at tight end. Hill, Ferguson, or Knox. I'm probably going to go Fergie. But it's close. If you need a big swing and you're okay with the risk of 0 points, go Hill, I guess. But I'd probably put Fergie in. And then last super chat, I advanced to the semifinals for the transfer portal best ball on Underdog thanks to my 4 running backs. Appreciate you, my boy. Nice job, Ray. Ray G to the moon. Thank you for the super chat, Ray. Interrupting Ian.
Hey, man. Just got a question for you. Trying to get another running back. I got Chase Brown and B-Rob Jr. But I'm deep in wide receiver, and I'm trying to get ETN, I think. I'm deep in wide receiver. I got McLaurin, London, Samuel, Tillman, Neighbors, and I don't want to overpay for ETN, but do you think there's something to get there for ETN?
Terry, London, name your receivers off again.
Yeah. Tillman, Terry, Corin, London, got Debo, Samuel, and Neighbors on the bye, and I already got Bigsby.
Bro, I'm going to tell you right now. Terry, London, Debo, Neighbors, none of those guys should be traded for ETN. ETN is a buy low, cellar dweller, scraps, rags to riches player. Tillman gets it done, and if he doesn't, then you can't trade for ETN. Not unless you do some sort of complex deal where you're giving up, let's say, London, and you're getting a player like Tyreek Hill, who's very doubted, and then you're giving you ETN in the deal or something. You're doing a 2 for 2, but there's no way I'm trading these 4 guys in a deal for ETN. ETN is a buy low. That would be the definition of buying high. So Tillman, Tillman's got good value.
Yeah, what do you think about Tillman and Chase Brown and something else from him?
Tillman and Chase Brown for ETN and something else? I mean, it would depend on that something else, but hell no. I mean, in general, I'm going to say hell no. But like, you come back and tell me you're getting Tyreek Hill, or you're getting CeeDee Lamb, or you're getting DK Metcalf or something, then we can have a different conversation. But if you're talking about trying to throw Chase Brown in just so you don't touch the 4 other wide receivers, hell no.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, just trying to make something work.
I mean, try Tillman. Try Tillman. You got an extra tight end, throw the extra tight end in. If you've got, two solid tight ends.
I just had Kincaid, just put him on IR, and then I just picked up Disley just because it looks good for the rest of the season.
All right, bro. Yep, you got my answer. You come back with a complex 2 for 2, and I'll let you know. All right, later. I mean, I swear, some people are just trying to get out of Chase Brown before they're afraid he's going to break or something. Hawkinson or Bowers? I'd probably go Bowers right now, no matter what, no matter the matchup, no matter any of that. But, eventually we are talking about, thank you again, Matta, for the $20. Eventually we are talking about, matchups are important, but eventually Bowers will be matchup proof, and he's kind of like flirting with that right now. Start 3, Wilson, Puka, Higgins, Jennings, Tillman, Hunt, Chase Brown. I'm going with Puka. I'm going with Wilson. And I'm going with Chase Brown. And I'm trading Hunt while I can. I love Jennings. I like Tillman. You got a lot of good options, but there are my picks, my boy. Higgins is interesting too. Make some trades. Sounding good, Smitty. Yeah, we're getting there. Voice is definitely back on track, my boy. Gesicki or MVS? I'd probably go Gesicki by a hair. I don't know if you remember the Gesicki versus wide receiver questions we had the week that Gesicki went nuts, and we're like, go with the receiver instead of the tight end. So let's not make that mistake again. I don't know. MVS is hard to sit after last week, but like, isn't that always how it works? He's not going to do it next week or this week. So
call into the show. Call into the show.
Ingram or Hawkinson? Probably Hawkinson right now, my boy. Jeff, I think that's probably the smartest move. Nick Chubb to the moon, maybe. Higgins is back. He is. Gesicki is done. I don't necessarily agree with that. I don't agree with that at all. That's what a lot of people think, and then the player still does well, and they're like, oh. I mean, Burrow's thrown 9 TDs in the last 2 games. I mean, Gesicki just needs 1. He just needs a table for 1.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Thank you, Ziggy. Appreciate that. London or MHJ. You know, this week, normally I would say, you know, London, you got to go London. You got to go London. The matchup and everything that everybody keeps complaining about, it doesn't scare me away from, like, weird decisions. But, like, this one, you're tempted. But, I don't know. Chad, are we going London or MHJ? Probably London. But is CD playing tomorrow? Yeah, we talked about this at the top of the show, Gabe. Rewatch the beginning. We talk about this in tremendous detail. So hit that up. Ethan the Negative. One more. Go. You're live.
Smitty, you think I'm right to start Estime over Cooper in the flex?
Amari Cooper?
Yes.
Yeah, because Amari Cooper is not even like for sure. They're hopeful he plays. I don't like that.
Yeah. And what else was I going to say? How do you feel about with trades? Maybe it's my league is the problem, the grandma league. Like when you do the thing where, hey, you send out 6 trades at a time, eventually it's almost like people don't want to trade with you because they're afraid to lose or something.
Well, that's the case. Sometimes leagues won't trade at all, but sometimes they don't even check. You know, like I have a league I've played in for, it's been like 20 years, but it's the changeover is so bad. Like there's only like 4 or 5 people of the 12 that I know anymore, because like people quit and we brought in new people, and so it really hasn't become my old buddy league anymore. And literally the 4 or 5 of us, even the 4 or 5 of my buddies don't even respond to trade offers really that much anymore, and the other guys never do. And so you can't make a trade in that league. You can't make a single trade in that league. It doesn't matter how many offers you send out, exactly like you're saying. I can't help that. You know, if you're in a league like that, I'm in a league like that. There's nothing you can do. You just got to dominate the draft, and that's it. There hasn't been one trade in this league all year.
Yeah.
Not one. It's ridiculous.
Well, what's the best way to find a league outside of like family and friends?
Just like in the Patreon, you know, the people are creating leagues, but there's a lot of drama with that sometimes. Join the Patreon. Patreon is it's links in the description of the video. I'll drop the link right now. $10 a month. Cancel anytime, but it's basically this live chat group in the YouTube, all in a live chat environment, 365, 24/7. So I'll pin that link if anybody wants to join it, the Patreon. $10 a month, a cup of coffee. But basically it's 10 live chat rooms. It's basically one chat group, and it's 365, 24/7. And I do audio live streams, kind of like Twitter Spaces on there, and they're all replayable. So it's, you get content with that as well. But Gabe, CD should be playing. What?
Yeah. Did you ever try doing one of those trades? I tried trading in a 2 QB league. I had Mac Jones, and I was going to drop him, to a guy who doesn't even have another starting quarterback. And he didn't even, it's like they won't even wake up to take the trade.
Yeah, they don't care. You're in a league, you're in a ghost, you're in an autopilot league. That's all there is.
Yeah.
All right, bro.
Well, thanks a lot, Smitty.
All right, later.
All right.
Should I play Tank and Nico? Sure. Depends on your option, though, Ricky. I mean, I don't know what the other option is over Tank. Tank Dell. If Cooper is out, Hollins or Samuel? I guess Hollins, but I'd rather you go find another option. Like, even Taysom Hill might be better. Bench 1, Adams, DK, Pickens, half PPR. Probably benching Adams here. But, I mean, you're going to get that wrong every damn week, bro. That is tough. That's a real tough one. B-Rob Otten for Chase Brown. Yes, if you've got Hawkinson, smash the hell out of that. Yeah, make sure Adams is good to go. Waddle or ETN, I'd probably go ETN for upside, Waddle for safety. Even though Waddle's not safe, but the production or the volume will be there. Will the production be there? I don't know. Volume should be there. So probably say I'd probably say ETN for me. Hurts, Smitty already played, not the greatest. Got Jacobs, Dobbins, Kelsey. Need to start one more wide receiver in the flex between Higgins, Tillman, Ridley, Jennings, and Adams. These are all so neck and neck, bro. I probably roll with Adams if he's good to go and everything. But Jennings is pretty solid too. Ziggy, show me the front door. What the hell was that?
Okay.
What the hell was that? Car accident or something out front. Ziggy off. I'd probably start Adams, assuming chat. Do we think that that's the right call? Adams or if he's playing, or does everybody like Higgins this week coming back? Ridley's been playing well. Can we get a vote on this one for Jonathan, please? Higgins, Tillman, Ridley, Jennings, Adams. Yeah, if Adams plays, I'm playing Adams. I think the majority of the chat's going to agree with that. Adams. All right, anything else, guys? I'll see you all in the morning. We're going to probably end it a little early tonight. Tomorrow we'll be live about an hour and a half before kickoff, so I'll see you then. Should I trade Hunt for D-Hop? I would take D-Hop. Hunt's on he's got an expiration date. I'd take D-Hop. D-Hop all the way. D-Hop all the way. I'll see you all about an hour and a half before kickoff here on the Fantasy Football Show. Appreciate every single one of you. You guys absolutely... Whoops. I smashed the door closed. You guys absolutely rock. I'm rolling the dice with Tillman, says Willie. In the playoffs, start two, bench 1. Chase Brown, Bucky, Irving, Pacheco. In the playoffs, I mean, bro, we gotta wait till we get there, but Chase Brown and Pacheco. You know what I'm saying? See you all in the morning. Appreciate you. Forgot to add Pearsall or Waddle. Go Waddle. Deuces.